Jealous friends are extremely unavoidable. They are extremely unavoidable in your life, but when you get to the point where you have people in your life that you love and who are happy for you, you got to get through the trenches to find them. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Louisa. This is Cosmic With Course YouTube channel where we talk about all things friendships, personal development, shadow work, and everything in between. And today we're talking about she's happy for you, but she's not that happy for you. And it's your jealous friend. Now, there's a few types of jealous friends. Not all of them hate you, but I'm going to get through all of them, which is only a couple. And you're going to decipher which one is what you're experiencing, because a lot of the time we will have jealous friends because people are not happy with themselves in this lifetime. People are miserable, people are suffering, people aren't achieving the goals that they want, people are looking at all of their downfalls, people are looking at everything that they don't have. A lot of the time, some of us will be walking through life being a highlighter of everything that someone doesn't have. And there may have even been moments in time when you've also been friends with someone who've highlighted what you don't have. I have. Got to work through that shit. A lot of the time, these people, they haven't. So this is what you're experiencing when you're with someone who's happy for you, but she's just not that happy for you. The first thing we're going to talk about is someone who does not hate you. So you can have a jealous friend who still loves you, but they're really struggling with how well you're doing. They're really struggling with how great your life is and how you have the ability to have the partner and the love they so desperately want. You have the money and the career that they want. You have the physique and the body that they want. You have the time. You have the opportunities. You have the experience. You've been able to travel. A lot of the time people are jealous of each other's confidence. People are a lot jealous of the way that someone else expresses themselves in public because it makes them feel uncomfortable because they can't. So when you are someone who is like extremely expressive and you're confident and you're really loud about it, and you're okay with it. You may be someone who may be born confident, or you may be someone who feels like they've had to work for their confidence. I've been both. I've been naturally confident, and then I've had to also work to get even more, which is great because, it's great to be able to grow. You can't always say the same the whole time. But people, they'll love you because there's elements of you that make them so happy. They love the way that you care for them. They love the way that you just care about them. They love the way that you're there and that you're present and that you bring them joy. They love the way that you have been able to bring something into their life that they don't have and feel the love from you. Now, a lot of the time they're gonna cherish this. They're really gonna cherish this. They're gonna really love it. But when some people are suffering to the point where they can no longer hide how they're feeling, it's going to show. And it shows a lot in when you're doing well and when you talk about yourself and the great things that you're doing and the great things that you're experiencing. You may have a bunch of other things that are not doing that well. Mind you, a lot of the time people's lives are not amazing in every sort of aspect at one go. Some things are at a lower level than others. Some things are doing really well. And they switch it up. But someone who genuinely does not have a lot of joy in their lifetime, they have a lot of hatred towards themselves and suffering towards themselves, will see everything about you amazing, no matter if you're suffering in other areas in life or not. Now, you will feel a lot of the time that when you're expressing something to these people, you don't get that excited, happy feeling and reaction back. Now, to me, when my friends are doing really well, I'm more excited than they are. I'm over the moon. I'm like, let's celebrate. This is amazing. I'm seeing you succeed. I'm seeing you do well. I'm seeing you smash goals. I'm seeing you live. I'm seeing you live life. And I'm so grateful that you're living life. It could even be as small as someone getting an iron infusion. One of my friends, she gets an iron infusion. I'm so happy for you because now you have energy again. It can be so small to be happy for someone. But in some ways, people struggle with being happy for people because all they see is where they don't have it within themselves. Now, because this person loves you, they're not going to be angry at you, at your success, but you will see their demeanor change in the way they act when you express how happy you are. So it might be like, oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's so great. You know, it'll be like like looking down when you're telling the story, and they're not looking in your eye, like so happy for you, holding your hand while you're telling them that something great's happening. They're not with you. They're not asking you every single detail. They're like, how did you meet this person? Tell me how you met them. Tell me how this love started. Tell me how you got this opportunity at work. They won't ask you questions because they don't want to know. They don't want to know how things serendipitously fell into your lap. Nothing is coincidence, by the way. Everything is you. You've worked for it all. Everything you've done, you worked for. And even the things that you think have come really easy is because you've been in an energetic vibration for them to come. Very spiritual, but it's true. Now, they will not per se like put you down about it, but you'll just see that what you're getting and what you're experiencing from them is just not to the level of that you would really hoped for or that anyone else has. Now, this is not to say that people's reactions are different, but you can tell when someone's genuinely fucking happy for you. And when someone still loves you and is not happy for you, it just feels like a bit of like a deflated balloon. It's like, you know, it's just not as like, wow. But they'll never say anything bad about it. But if someone actually hates you and you tell them some good news, the type of shit that you're going to get is a little bit different. It's not as much going to be like, oh my God, that's great. It's going to be questions of the decisions that you've made. It's going to be, are you sure this is the right path for you? Obviously, like, let's go back to your past and how these things haven't worked out. What makes you think this is going to work out? They're going to say they're playing devil's advocate. Devil's advocate pisses me off. I'm telling you right now, devil's advocate is some of the biggest load of shit that I've ever seen. And I understand there's a nuance to it where people can come in and use it. But I think people throw devil's advocate out there just to show that they're not really happy for you and they want to bring you down a peg. Now, in one of my last videos where secret haters, this is one of them. This is a secret hater. This is someone that actually hates you. This is someone who sees your success. Not only do they see it as a threat, they see it as a way to diminish it completely. Someone who still loves you and is jealous of you doesn't want your success to not be your success. They just don't really want to hear about it. But they can't tell you that. But someone who dislikes you immensely will not only want to not hear your success, but they don't want it to be as big as what you've made it, and they will question you about it and make you question yourself. Very important that you have discernment. It's very important that you have a good connection with your intuition. And it's very important that you start to build that intuition. You start to build the entire program within yourself so that you are so strong and you are so sturdy that no one's comments are going to stray. The amount of times I've had people say, like, are you sure this is what you should be doing? Are you sure this, and the other? Sometimes they don't mean it, but I refuse to listen to anything that I know is not going to be on the path to my biggest success, to the things that I want to create in this lifetime. No one's fucking devil advocate is going to sway me. People will be like to me, oh, Louisa, do you have a qualification to talk about what you talk about? I'm like, no. Does Tony Robbins? No, and he's a billionaire. So everyone can shut the fuck up. I can talk about what I want to talk about because I have life experience. That's a clear example of people who just don't really want you to do that well, because they'll start to question everything that you're doing, everything that you're moving towards, whether it's the right decision or not. Unfortunately, these instances, you do eventually feel like you have to minimize yourself because you feel like that your good news is going to make her feel like shit. And it does. But it sucks because you actually have to minimize the greatness of your story. You have to minimize how amazing it is, the way that you feel, like every detail of excitement that you have for something that you've finally been able to grab. You have to like water it down because of their feelings. And it's such a shit feeling to have. It is honestly like, it makes all your achievements just not as exciting when you can't share them. Community is so important. Community is one of the most important things that we need as humans in this world, to be able to share with each other the greatness of what we're experiencing alongside the things that aren't so great. Everything needs to be shared together, because when you share something, it grows, or when you share something bad, it's worked on because there's more people, more eyes on it, and more ability to help, right? Now, if you have to minimize your story just to make someone else feel more comfortable, you've got someone who is jealous of you, and you know that. You know it, and it sucks. I can see it. I can feel it. I've been this before. You don't want to talk about how nice your relationship is to someone who's like all they wanted is love. You know, you don't want to talk about like how great your career is going to someone who's just been battling in the trenches to try and make something of themselves. You know, you don't want to be talking to someone who, like, how happy you are with the way that you look, to someone who's been struggling with body image issues. Because you just feel like you can't. You feel like you can't share that, and it's hard. So there's a couple of ways to handle this, and it's unfortunate that you're going to have to do it anyway, because when you are in a space with someone who is jealous of you and you feel like you can't express yourself, you know that when you do talk about the things that you're happy about, they're not going to give you the same excitement back. They're not going to ask you questions about it. They're not going to give a shit, or they're going to make you feel like you're making the wrong decision. You're going to have to minimize the amount of contact that you have with them entirely and really start to pull back. Now, I would limit these people to more of a social group dynamic, so that you don't need to be stuck with just them and everything is shared, right? In group dynamics are good because group dynamics are more shared loads of people. You're not really locked in with one person the entire time. You can flit around with everyone. Everything is a togetherness in the moment. Now, when it comes to these dynamics, it's good to have that distance just in a group. If you are very close with this person, there is conversations that you can have, and you can express, be like, hey, I feel like when I tell you something, you're not that happy for me. Is there a reason why? And what's wrong? So if they're not self-aware enough to be able to pick that up, they're going to see it as an attack. That's when you'll know that person is not on the similar wavelength to you when it comes to self-awareness. Because I would assume that everyone listening to my videos has a lot of self-awareness. There's no wolf in sheep's clothing here, because you're only going to like this page if you're self-aware. So it's approaching them gently. It's approaching them with, hey, like, I feel like I can't tell you things. I feel like you don't reciprocate with happiness. I feel like you aren't excited for me, and it makes me sad. Now, you've got to approach things in a neutral ground or make it about you. If it's about them, it's an attack, right? And if they are very sensitive with their sense of self, they will find this as an attack. But if you keep it as neutral as possible, then it won't. If you watch my 5 ways to spot a secret hater and you've come to this video and you're seeing all these same behavior again, I actually have an entire audit system program that you can work on to help either speak to that person or get rid of that person, because it's more of a lengthy ordeal with someone that's a friend who's a secret hater. But what I did put in that video, and I'll say in this video, is the way to disarm a secret hater is you just tell them, I don't think you like me. Very, very disarming. It's like they drop the weapons straight away, and they can't come back from it. When you say to someone, I don't think you like me, everything comes off. Or everything comes off. Everything is like, they can see the thing that I've been trying to hide, but I've been trying to protect myself from, and I've been trying to show them something different. Now, that is in itself, you can start to sprinkle that in. Like if you're saying, hey, I've got this great promotion at work, and someone will say, I don't really think that's for you, and you've watched this behavior quite a few times, you can whip out that, I don't think you like me. Or you can go get my friendship audit, and you can have a whole other conversation around that. Because there's a very clear difference in the way that someone speaks to you if they like you. If they're happy for you, they're going to be happy for you. If they're not happy for you and they love you, it's going to be, oh, that's so great for you. Yay. Wow. If they don't like you, they're definitely not going to be happy for you. But it's going to be I don't see how that's going to work out for you. I don't see how you're going to be able to succeed in that due to all your last relationships. I don't see how this relationship's going to work for you. Why do you think that your boss promoted you? Is it because you think they think that you're beautiful? Is that why you got the promotion? Right? So there's a lot of details to this, and these are things that you need to look out for. When it comes to a secret hater who is definitely not happy for you and can't stand you, head over to my friendship order. The link is in the bio. But if you have someone who you genuinely love, and you can also use a friendship order for this as well, but if you have someone that you genuinely love and you still want to have friendship with them, but you're just feeling a little type of way, just say, hey, I just don't really feel like you're happy for me. Wait for them to be able to come back to you with something, and then you can work together whether or not you can either maintain closeness or it's something that you can separate from the time being and maybe just have them in a social setting. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next week.